Yeah. Yeah. Can you believe they told me that I would never make it? Now we smiling in their faces, smiling in their face.
I don't know. I think the thing is, I don't know when this started happening that guys from an organization, great guys from an organization, would all of a sudden call out guys that's currently within the organization. And maybe this is a Kobe thing. LeBron was never really accepted, even though he really revitalized the Lakers organization.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
You're gonna cry in the car.
You know, one thing that I hate the most, guys, is when people are asked a question, they answer it, and then someone says, they're always talking about this person. But when the reality, the situation is, they were asked a question and they just answered the question. Shannon Sharpe is always quick to defend LeBron to a default because, listen, bro, there's a fine line between hating and telling the truth. And I think there's a hard time for so many people to distinguish between hating and telling the truth. You guys didn't see Shannon Sharpe has something to say when it comes to Byron Scott and his comments about LeBron. But if you didn't see what Byron Scott had to say, let's run his clip and then let's get into Shannon Sharpe's clip. But stay tuned because we got a lot to go over and decipher between these clips right here. Y'all new to the channel, hit that subscribe. Let's get into today's video.
I just thought it was laughable, coming from one of the greatest players that ever played a game, to say that it's harder to play now than it was then.
Are you ready to see him go from the Lakers?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm a fan, but I don't mince words either. I mean, I think this should be his last year here.
Not in the NBA, just here.
No, just here.
Okay.
I really.
You don't gotta go home, but you gotta go.
It's Morris Day. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here.
Former Laker Byron Scott wants LeBron James off the team. Scott said, "I think he should be his last year here. He don't have to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here." Ocho, are you surprised to see Byron Scott publicly calling for LeBron's departure?
That wasn't AI? Byron Scott really said that? You heard me on? Byron Scott really said that publicly?
That's what he said. Yeah, he's on his podcast.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy. And obviously, maybe I doubt that Byron Scott would really feel that way, or maybe he actually does, because LeBron is not the same LeBron of old. But saying that he needs to leave LA and Luka just be the only person there that is somewhat consistently outside of Austin Reeves makes no damn sense. So why is LeBron being the one that's being called out from Byron Scott when all the other issues that even Ray Charles can see that they have going on with the Lakers right now?
I don't know. I think the thing is, I don't know when this started happening that guys from an organization, great guys from an organization, would all of a sudden call out guys that's currently within the organization. And maybe this is a Kobe thing. LeBron was never really accepted, even though he really revitalized the Lakers organization. I don't care what anybody says, and I think the fans understand. They know that. They know what the Lakers were Kobe last 3 years. And when Kobe left, they know what the Lakers were. I don't know what is this?
Right.
What are we talking about? If LeBron doesn't come, the Lakers are not selling for $1 billion.
Right.
You're not going to be able to get Luka because you don't get AD. AD is not coming to LA.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I don't know what LeBron did to piss so many great players off.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't. No, he didn't. I get it, Ocho, and a lot of times we talk about this on the show all the time, Ocho. Mm-hmm. These guys currently in the NFL get privileges and things we didn't get, but I don't begrudge them because we got things in the 90s and 2000s that guys in the 70s and 80s didn't get. And they got things in the 70s and 80s that guys in the 50s and 60s didn't get. It's this thing called evolution. The game grows, the game evolves, and people get more things. It's okay. But this notion that LeBron James is the only one that's ever had power within an organization. Mm-hmm. Do y'all realize that a man won a championship and Magic had a falling out and he says it's either him or me? And Dr. Buzz fired the coach that won an NBA title.
Yeah.
That happened. Larry Bird did the same thing. It happens. But for some reason, anything that goes wrong, That is the reason why. That's
Right.
what free agency was meant to do. So you mean to tell me you want free agency and then want guys to stay? If that was the case, what was free agency for? What was free agency for, Ocho, if guys are not going to move around?
Yeah.
I get it. Team will trade a player like it's nothing. Don't perform in what they do. Even if you do perform, if they think they can get better, they'll move you.
Yeah, they
but
move
now
on.
players say, you know what? I think it's going about as far as it can.
And yeah, I
And
can't
I
carry
can
no
move.
more. Yeah.
But LeBron, there have been a lot of guys that's moved, but nobody has caught the criticism. And LeBron James has never asked for a trade. Every time LeBron James has moved, Ocho, he's played his contract out.
Back out,
He
yeah.
played his contract out in Cleveland. He went to Miami. He played that 4 years out. He went back to Cleveland. He played that 4 years out, and he headed to LA. I just don't get it. I don't know. I've never heard so many great players, championship winning players, take shots at LeBron.
What you
And I
have
don't
to
know why.
understand, it comes with the territory. He sits at the top of the mountain.
Now, like I said, they always want to make it seem like people are picking on LeBron. Like, oh yeah, man, they just always got LeBron's name in their mouth. No, bro, that's not true. That's not true. The real reason is he was on a radio show and they're asking him about the Lakers. He's a Lakers legend and he got a right to speak his mind, right? So let me tell you why it's not hate for Byron Scott to say that. Let me just read you some plus minus when it comes to LeBron James. So lineups with LeBron, no Luka and no Reeves. It's a plus 8.8, meaning it's positive, right? He has some positive results on the floor. But that's the issue. When he's by himself, he is a positive plus minus. So when he's with Luka and Reeves, it's negative 8.4. But when it is Luka and Reeves, no LeBron, it's plus 47. So the point I'm really trying to make here is that when LeBron is off the floor, the Lakers are more effective. When it's just Luka and Reeves, they have a higher plus negative rating. And the problem I have is, bro, you can be honest, right? If Byron Scott said this in 2018, I'd be like, yo, you hating, bro. The dude just got to the team. Let him develop. Let him do what he do. The man is 40-something years old. The man is not playing defense. It's already bad that Luka's not a great defender. You can't hide 3 bad defenders in the starting lineup. The problem being, one of them is the oldest guy on the team. He got his own coach that he brought into the system. Do you really think he's going to tell him what he needs to do and put him in his place? Do you really think JJ Redick is going to look LeBron in his eye and tell him we need you to step it up on defensive end? Do you think he's going to listen and actually do that? Then there's another question you want to ask yourself. It's not happening. You can't have a guy in the lineup and have a flourishing star, superstar, megastar like Luka, and then an upcoming star like Reeves, and expect them to develop at a pace where they're being successful. Like, you got to understand, you're in the way, and there's nothing wrong with it. He didn't say you need to retire from the NBA. He's like, yo, your time is up here. Like, you did what you do. We didn't offer you an extension. You brought a championship. Congrats, do your thing. But like, let Luka get the keys to the franchise, let him lead the team. But you can't be Luka and LeBron on the same court. They just play the same role too much. And why is that got to be hate, though? You get what I'm saying? Like, why does it always got to be somebody hating on somebody? Why can't someone just tell the truth? What does Byron Scott got to do to hate on him? And what does it got to do with the past generations and of X, Y, and Z? You know what I'm saying? Like, LeBron took a shot at past generations by saying it's harder to play now, making it seem like it's easier to play when they're jumping on commercial airlines and coach seats and they're playing back-to-back games and they don't got a trainer, they don't got all kinds of masseuses and doctors following them around, they don't got back-to-backs they get off, they don't got a stretched out season, they don't got player management, empowerment, all this nonsense that the NBA has now. They didn't have that, and they played against an era where it was more physical. And then you got a nerve to say it's harder. No, it ain't harder. It's just you trying to paint a narrative, and that's the problem. When LeBron paints a narrative and about an old generation, and somebody from that generation says, "Hey, you talking about, bro? You weren't around for. How do you know it's hard to play then? It's harder to play now if you didn't play then." You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the name of the game, bro. You can't speak on something that you weren't around for. You can look from the outside in, but you can easily see how way back in the day, how the defense was, how the game was played. It was a different game. And for somebody who played in that era, it is a slight at them. So if he feels away, he feels away. But let's not forget who was struck first. If LeBron is saying that, that's against Byron Scott's error. So he got a way to feel what he says. Why aren't we calling LeBron a hater then, right? Why can't we call LeBron a hater? LeBron's a hater for hating on old heads, right? Like, You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like the hate game. Stop pointing fingers and saying somebody's hating because they got a different opinion. That is juvenile behavior. I see that a lot from the comment sections on a lot of videos, bro. It's like everyone gets labeled a hater for having an opinion. Let me know when I'm lying. That's what I always say. If I'm a hater, cool. Call me what you want. Just let me know where I lied about it. Let me know where I lied about saying it's time for LeBron to lead the Lakers. Everybody who's a Lakers fan that I know, it says they need this dude off the team. This team won't flourish until he's off the team. And I'm not a Lakers fan. So if Lakers fans are that's the common narrative between Lakers fans, then who are them that be hateful? Maybe it's the truth. And sometimes, like I said, the truth is hard to swallow. No Diddy. And also to get to the point with the Anthony Davis part, the Lakers had picks. The Lakers had Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Julius Randle, Jordan Clarkson, you name it. What's his name? The dude that Zubox. Bro, they had a whole lineup full of guys who were like in year 1 or 2. And then LeBron comes, they trade all those guys to get veteran pieces. Like, who are you to say that he's the Lakers' savior, right? When in fact, those players could have turned into something decent. Because everywhere they go, they went and they flourished their career. They weren't developed yet. They were young pieces. Also, when you talk about Anthony Davis coming to the Lakers, let's not forget LeBron wanted Anthony Davis to come to the Lakers. LeBron went out his way to get Anthony Davis on the Lakers because he couldn't make the playoffs and he wanted another superstar to play with him. Which I understand, you know, it takes a team to win, but let's just be for real. He didn't make the playoffs when he went there. And Anthony Davis was obviously recruited by Clutch, Rich being his agent, and LeBron. Like, yo, come to the Lakers, come to LA. Let's go win, come to LA. Like, let's not act like LeBron is just coming to the team and then that's it. Once LeBron comes, your team is going to the promised land. No, he couldn't make the playoffs with those young boys, Lonzo and everything. He couldn't make the playoffs. Some people say he's hurt. Some people say he's hurt, whatever. He played 65 games, I believe. So that's more than enough to assert your dominance on a team. The problem is you play in the Western Conference. It's not the East. You're not going to get a cakewalk. So these are a lot of things that I see, and these are narratives surrounding teams, bro. Okay, LeBron goes here, so that's why the Lakers are relevant. The Lakers will always be relevant. The Lakers will always be relevant, just like the Knicks. The Knicks will always be relevant. The Lakers will always be relevant. They're just story franchises. They're still going to sell season tickets. They're still going to be able to be valued at a high team, whether LeBron is there or not. That's just the name of the game. So I don't like the narrative surrounding that statement right there. And I also just don't like the fact that people would just get labeled a hater anytime they speak their mind. That's all I got to say, though, guys, man. Let me know your thoughts down below about this whole situation with Shannon Sharpe and Byron Scott.